All right. Hey, I think I got this to work. So welcome, everybody. Yes, it is after Red's stream. We are doing a little bit of a continuation from what Reds was talking about, but I kind of wanted to actually show some things. Reds was going to read the actual judgment today. It is long. I don't think it really needs to be read. There's only some parts in there that really of major consequence and significance, which we'll get into. But I kind of wanted to go over some of the screenshots that I thought didn't age well. So I got some people in here to join me. I got the wonderful Cheshire. Hi, Cheshire! Yay! I'm saving my actual co-host for this particular episode last here because I asked her first. Sorry, Chesh. Chesh was like, "What are you doing?" But I've got AT2. What does she make to her Kyle 3.0? No, she definitely not. She's got her own show and own stuff, which we're going to promote here. That's one of the reasons I wanted her on, to help promote her stuff. But we got AT2 Jared in here. We've got Todd. We've got Prue, and we got Bullinator. So hopefully I can figure out how to do this where I can screen some of the, show you guys some of these shots. Oh, you know what? I'm trying to think how I can. What's that? Oh, yeah. I had the speaker muted, but I had. Okay.
Oh,
wasn't any important. They didn't say anything that critical. They just said hi.
Where's our producer?
All right,
this
everyone.
Is why I have a producer for this stuff. I don't want to do this stuff alone. I was telling Karma too. Get a producer.
Let's do it again.
Do it again. Take two.
I would just like
do over.
I would just like to point out to everyone, this just goes to show some people can host, some people can produce, and it takes a very special person to be able to do both.
I don't want to do both. I've even said that.
It's hard.
Yes, it is difficult. She's finding this out the hard way. Can anybody hear me? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they can hear me now. Yes. I'm reading this. I'm reading the chat now. I'm catching up. Okay. But anyways, before we get started here, I want to introduce Karma Valley. She's actually technically. Well, we didn't know at the time. She's actually one of my old neighbors.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
So we know a lot of the same people, it seems, that we've been talking about. But anyway, she's got her own channel now. She's kind of taking a dive into YouTube, so I figured we'd kind of help her out.
Trying.
But I forgot to put your YouTube link in the video description. I'll do that afterwards.
Thanks
I promise.
a lot. No, that's fine.
You got Wrench. Go ahead and put it in the live chat here.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, the video descriptions and the way YouTube Studio does shit now is really annoying.
Right? I don't know what they've been changing, but I don't like all these changes.
The description is like, it's really obnoxious the way it looks. It does not lay out in a very, it doesn't show you what it's going to look like when you post it. It doesn't like go, so if you type something in and you hit enter, it doesn't actually show it going down, it just goes over some more. And so it's like, it's not the most intuitive and it's not the best looking, so sometimes it's just easier to change things after the fact than it is to try and do it ahead of time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
So
in my experience.
So how am I going to do this? I want to show you guys the screenshots of stuff and just kind of go through them. I have a little folder. I just throw some shit in there that I wanted to go over. There's no rhyme or reason or order to anything. But
present in meats and make the meats full screen.
And do it that way, you think is the best way? But that's going to totally screw up my layout.
Don't you dare question Bool.
Only while you're sharing.
All right, whatever. Guess it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's only going to happen while you're sharing, and you're going to make us full screen, so.
All right, that's fine with me. So, screen share, present now.
I give up. I'm gonna try later. I can't find this video right now. I'll check another day.
I'll look back for it too.
All right. So you guys should be able to see my actual screen here in a second. All right. Should we just be a desktop? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Roar.
All right. So let me get my least so I can read my messages. All right, so I'm just going to throw things over to my desktop here. And again, no rhyme or reason for these particular screenshots, but I did go over each one beforehand, and I think each one has a reason why I kind of want to talk about it. So Killer 8529 for 5 Australian, just listening to the sexiest man alive, and it's not Potts XD. So you're talking about 82 Jared. He is a good-looking man, Killer. That is true.
I clean up well.
Why is everybody being nice to me? I'm not used to this. I'm actually wearing my glasses today. I usually don't wear glasses, obviously, because I had one lens. And
We can change that.
well, I mean, I prefer wearing contacts, right? You know, people in glasses. But then
Imagine
again, I
what would
like
happen
these
if
glasses.
you actually like got Steve all the way like cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean, I literally conditioned my hair and put coconut in it.
Okay,
It's
that's
like,
not that. No,
I'm so
that's-
fresh. I feel like a
Doesn't
spring
qualify.
daisy, but thank you.
sweetheart.
You want to take me clothes shopping? Will you do that for me? Could we go clothes
Sweet
shopping?
summer child.
I want you
I've seen a
to.
picture from the 90s.
I would actually so do that. I would love to go shopping with the Cheshire, when she says, "Okay, I want you to wear this outfit." You know, and just pick out a whole outfit for me, and that'd be awesome. Who else? Look,
Steve,
I
I
have
think
no
there's a
fashion
bit more
sense.
that you want to tell everyone.
Yeah, I need somebody to help me shop for me. I suck at it. I'm not that great at it. All right, so let's.
Most guys aren't.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're not. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
like. Men don't like to shop. You know this. Come on, you've been married for how long now? You know for a fact. He says, "Just buy me something. I'll wear it." Come on, we know that. I worked at
I
Kohl's
love
for 8
to
years.
shop.
Men don't shop. They go, that's fine.
No, I love to shop in the gun store. That's about it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
All right,
We
so-
are very target orientated when we shop.
Right?
We know we generally have a good enough idea of what we want. So we go in, we find it, we pay for it, we leave.
It's a
We
mission.
don't zigzag all
That's
around.
it.
It's
That's exactly it. All right, so this is hopefully you can read this. Is that too
Pretty sure
small?
the last date I was on, a dude took me to the mall specifically to not spend money and just look around.
Oh, that's torture.
Wow.
That's
When
not
was the
fun.
mall open?
Yeah, this is
That's
cheap.
no fun.
There were malls.
No fun.
All right.
Hey, I did not say when this was.
the-
It may have been pre-quarantine for all you know.
the outside isn't seeing this, so I'm gonna have to put
Malls are a thing.
add that in as well. So here we go. So now the outside can see it. And let me put you guys over
So I was
here.
looking at old videos, and I just glanced over to the chat replay on one of them, and it was streamed on August 11th. And I look over the chat, and it says it's my unfinished journey, and it says, "Kyle, love you, man, but you fucked up."
I miss him.
funny.
That guy, he's been around. He was around for a long time.
He still is around.
I have seen him
My
around for a
unfinished
while.
journey.
Yeah.
What, really? I see him all the time.
Really? Well, he hasn't
You
talked to
are
me
not
much.
paying attention.
I got a lot on my mind. Okay. All right. So let's
Clearly.
start from this one. Can you guys see this? Is that clear enough?
Yes.
Blow it up a smidge, but yeah.
Yeah, and congrats, by the way, on the
The W.
judgment today.
Yeah. Thank you. It's kind of hard to blow this up with the way I'm doing this.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, there. Well,
Yeah,
there,
that's good.
there you go.
All right. So this is back in December 19th. Again, people were saying, "Oh, well, you didn't have a 50-50 agreement," and we really did.
December 19th of 2017.
2017. Yes.
To
Now,
be clear.
I don't remember showing this one before. I think that Bullinator knew about it. You knew about it. And I think I did give it to Suter, but I don't think that I ever made this public because he was supposed to show this
pretty
on the.
Sure. Yeah, I think when
He was gonna
Nick
show it
was
with Kyle, remember, when he did that thing with Kyle?
interviewing
Yeah.
I think he did show it. I don't know if he showed it to Kyle, but it showed on the screen in their little edition.
Yeah, it was so
window.
small nobody could
But
read
it was so small and so blurry, you could not read it.
Right. Yeah, I thought the
seen
same
If
thing.
this is the right one, it might have been.
It
one
was this
similar
one.
to
Yeah,
this,
no, I think you're
though,
right on
so.
Yeah, that's tiny.
All right.
Tiny writing.
So what this was actually saying was Kyle was saying back to me back in December 2017. My focus at this point isn't on revenue, although hopefully that will come along in big numbers. So until we get to the mark, we're splitting 50-50 becomes lucrative and demands I invest all my time. I want you to keep whatever comes in. When we get to the latter point, we will work out those details. And I said, no, I can't do that. This is equal, man. I'm not comfortable with that idea. Now, if you want to be a Patreon with your share for a few dollars a month, I'm fine. He says, let's do that. And I said, I appreciate the gesture. Yes, I know I spent gesture wrong. I get it. Yes, I get that. I don't. But again, I typed fast. Okay, it's not that I actually spelled it wrong. I just typed fast. But I want a 50-50
Can you
trust.
tell that this man has been abused because he's ignoring
Apologizing.
the complete what's going on and apologizing for his spelling because he knows people are going to come
They
at
will.
him for every single thing they
will.
possibly
Yeah,
can.
no,
Yep.
but that's true though, right? They do.
But look, you
Yeah.
misspelled it.
Yeah.
He's
Temper's not
talking
valid.
about court jesters, which is what he is. I
Yeah.
can see it now.
And that starts from the beginning. Makes sense. I understand that. I'll be a patron. And again, this goes back to 2017, right? I mean, this is pretty apparent. We were splitting 50-50, and Reds knew this. Bullinator knew this. There was never
I was
contention.
never under any other impression that the two of you were partners.
Right. And all right,
You
so
spelled jester wrong, by the way.
I will find you. Listen. All right, so this is actually later on. This is 2019,
Oh, this is fun.
where
Yeah.
Bullinator and I've already asked him long ago if I can share this, but we were having a conversation, and he had asked me, was wondering if you and Kyle are okay, and I say, as far as I know, which may not have been the whole truth, but I mean, I didn't really want to get into details, but you seem to be less part than you used to be. It's a little unnerving, he says. And he says I said he wants to expand, and I don't care. I only want to do 4 shows a week as not to get saturated, which again was a big problem with Kyle and I had. I thought he was overdoing it. I thought he had way too many flat Earth stuff.
Flat Earth Night
Everybody
fights.
knows he overdid Flat Earth.
Yeah.
But my
That's like
advice wasn't
everybody
good to,
knows
you know.
that.
Yeah, but
That is not even a contention. Anybody who has that contention has no idea what they're doing when it comes to YouTube, doesn't know what they're doing when it comes to production, doesn't know anything to do with like scheduling shows, or they just don't know. They just don't. At best, they don't know.
yeah, well, he didn't take my advice on that,
They're
did
dumb.
he? You know. So the outside, I hope they can read that. How'd that come up there? Not ready for that
Just
one yet.
Control Plus if you need to zoom in other people on your computer.
All right, so that's okay. That's what it was, a wheel. So I said, okay. He says, Dave said, okay, trust me. I noticed him taking over everything too. Remember, he said I gave him control of everything. Hashtag that wasn't exactly the case. Again, going back to 2019. But so long as I get what was promised, I don't care. I've noticed the shows he does with others, on average, do not do as well as what I said. I am concerned about why I have not received any of the accounting of funds. Dave says that make 2 of us. There was an accounting of funds that never happened. This is when Red stepped in and said, hey, you guys need to know where the money's going. Right?
I enjoy that you needed somebody to step in to tell you this.
Well, look, I mean, he gave me like how many different dates? November 22nd, April 15th, January or something, June. I don't know. But here's the thing, Chesh. I knew, and I was right on this, if we confronted Kyle, it was not going to go well. Kyle would have a hissy fit, and the show would be over.
Yeah. And
So I kind of postponed it as long as possible, hoping that Kyle would come around, giving him every ample opportunity, not realizing what a narcissistic
what you're saying
jackass
is
he
you were
was.
wrong.
What?
So what you're saying is you were wrong.
About
So
what?
you were right about what was going to happen, but you waited hoping he would come around, but you were wrong.
Yeah,
about
no, I mean, I
him
didn't have any high
taking
hopes that he was
over.
going to do it, but I mean, look, it was either A, confront him, and probably he just again have a hissy fit.
It implodes.
And let's not forget that there's a 4th party that's not actually in this hangout, David McGinnis, that was also privy to this information too.
Yes.
Because David McGinnis has been part of the Non Sequitur show since pretty much I took over. He helped me out a lot. So
That dude is probably the most peacemaker of peacemakers I have ever met
To a
in my
fault.
whole
I love Dave,
life.
but to a fault.
true.
Yeah. Can I?
But I
oh,
mean,
I can't
just to
believe
be
By that, by the
clear,
way, I didn't mean that as a fact.
No, he is a peacemaker. Yeah. There we go. I
Hey,
can actually blow it up that way. Yeah. Go ahead.
can I ask you a question? Okay, so, but just to be clear, the only contract that you had was, I mean, in writing, was really these messages, right?
Yeah, we had a verbal contract, which is admissible,
Which-
was a handshake
right, that's
agreement
true.
that's backed up by emails. That's how a handshake works. Because
Yeah.
again, but at the time, like during the non sequitur show, I said, look, we only had a verbal agreement. I didn't realize how much we really had in email at the time. I was, clearly a little pissed, upset with Kyle, what he was doing. And
Right.
at the time, I was like, how am I going to sue him? I had no financial ability to do so. Glenn didn't offer at that point. It wasn't until after on.
Okay.
So-
yeah, this was a situation where Kyle had withheld all the funds, so he was like, "So sue me because Steve has no money to
Yeah.
sue me with because I withheld all the funds."
Right.
Yeah.
So this was again in
This is
2000.
why Steve isn't allowed to go anywhere without me. By the way.
She's right on that.
Can't take.
So this was back when we were talking about the LLC and the DBA, and I said, I looked it over but didn't sign anything. Please tell me you don't sign things without reading them. And I was like, what did I sign? He's like, figuratively. And I'm like, you don't sign things figuratively, Kyle. And the reason why that is important is because this is kind of what he did with Ben, right? He basically was like, I signed Ben's name it's not forgery. I just signed his name, contrary to what he wanted or anything. So
No, I signed it on paper, but also had a perfect duplicate.
by the way, can you? And I don't think this one was shown either. I gave this one to Nick, and he didn't show it. Can you tell me the date on this?
No,
Can you show me the date? Or read that date.
March 28th, 2018.
All right. So I said, this is the first I'm hearing of all this. I was under the impression you set it all up, pending there were normal mail to me to review, since I told you. I don't remember what I said after that, but he was going to send me a DBA, and I was going to do the DBA. We thought about doing that, which is different from an LLC. DBA is not the same thing as an LLC. LLC we really didn't need because we had no assets to protect, but the DBA I thought was a good idea. But he was supposed to send the paperwork to me. He never did.
Yeah, by like mail though, right?
Snail mail. Yeah, literally snail mail.
Yeah.
And he says, that won't affect you. You're just a partner. 50-50 partner.
Just. Just.
I said, it's not. He says, not you personally. What does that mean for far as taxes? Because again, we were trying to figure out how he's doing the taxes. The electronic signature for people out of state and country. Yeah. The partnership deal structure, the TIN, which is for taxes, is attached to my social security number alone. I never asked you for social security or anything personal other than your address.
Wait, weren't people saying that you were doing the structuring?
Yeah.
Isn't
Well,
it?
structuring and business structure are vastly different things. And this was a dishonest thing that a lot of people were running. When I said business structure, that actually is a business term in accounting, right? Business structure is how you structure your business.
Right.
To do all your accounting, your accounts receivable, your payable, your financials. Structuring is what Hovind did. Similar words, not the same thing.
Right.
So
That's
I was really
easy that
critical about
way.
the taxes, about him doing it right. I was the one making sure that we were doing it above board. Kyle was not. This is why it was so egregious when he was trying to throw it back on me, saying I was trying to commit some kind of fraud. I'm like, oh no, this is bullshit. And then worse is he has no evidence for it. Zero. Kyle never produced a single shred of evidence that I did anything under the table or anything that was illegal or against taxes or whatever. Nothing. Yet people believed him. That is disconcerting. But,
Yeah.
But he said partner, right? And then again, coming up here, I got a lot to go over here. So
Yeah, what do you want to bet the IRS needs to audit him?
I don't. That's fine.
Yeah.
So this is again in
Same with Katie.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if they audited me, they would be vastly disappointed. But I said he was talking about registering an LLC, and I said I honestly don't know where you're going with this, because he was having a conniption fit. He was having one of his Kyle moments. Take a few, get over your headache, and drop it down a notch, or two. So I don't like where this is heading, is what I said. Where this is heading is if we can't come to some sort of middle ground where you move and I move, not just one, but the other is willing, but not just one, but the other is willing to adjust in some things. And I was like, what do you want to adjust exactly? I'm very clear how you registered an LLC, not a DBA, in my name with just address info when I didn't sign anything. I thought it was pending, waiting, you sending me. And I was talking about the DBA there. Your communication with me and the sense of urgency when it comes to planning these shows we were practically zero. When I get home, I'll send you the convo. I explained for raves when we started getting revenue, and when we needed one, I explicitly asked you, do you want to come as a partner or set up in my name? The convo ends saying, congrats, partner. We had talked about being partners. Didn't matter where we had the DBA or not. It was Okay, we're partners. Congrats, partner. Now, again, you know a little about the law, Heather. I mean, obviously, you want to say how you know about the law. By the way, you're not an attorney, but you know one, right?
I do a couple of them,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Hey, AT2, I answered that Matt Hunt guy, by the way.
what'd you say?
He said something kind of stupid. Essentially, this guy is like, oh, philosophy has nothing to do with science. And I said, you haven't addressed any of my questions for request for elaboration. Because I'm like, what do you mean when you say your papers have nothing to do with science? And he says, most like you haven't read my papers. I said, correct. I'm waiting for your explanation so I'll know what I'm looking for when I read your paper.
Yeah, exactly. Good
So
point.
that I can understand what you're saying. And he says, my explanations of my papers, ? So I just responded and said, is like every new sentence a whole new conversation
Well, I
with
think
you,
he's asking-
independent of any other interaction?
I think he's asking
Yeah.
because his research is in magnetohydrodynamics.
He's being pedantic.
Yeah, but I don't.
He's
yeah,
not asking a legitimate question.
but I mean, no offense, I wouldn't even understand his papers. I don't understand. I mean, do you think I'm going to read a paper on magnetohydrodynamics?
Right, but I'm not
No.
asking about I'm not asking about the concepts being written about in his papers. He's saying his papers are an example of philosophy not existing in science. So I'm asking him to explain how that's the case, so that way when I read his papers, I will know what I'm looking for when in regards to philosophy, not about the
You mean a
topic his
doctor of
papers are
philosophy,
necessarily written
PhD? Yeah, philosophy. It's a philosophy doctorate. All right.
Wow.
All right, but anyway, so Heather,
Yeah.
Again, people were saying, well, you never had discovery with the court case. Just based on what I have so far, do you think any reasonable judge would not infer that we had a partnership? And I'm not even done here.
No. I mean, no, I don't. I mean, it's obvious that you guys had a partnership and you have several examples of that. So, I mean,
And him saying on the show, on the Death of Non Sequitur show, yeah, we were 50-50 partners, but I'm changing
right.
it. I mean, again, why would it matter if we discovered or not? I had all the evidence I needed. He had zero. He had absolutely nothing saying we weren't partners. Nothing. He never said, hey, we're not partners. You don't get 50-50. Nothing. It was all about 50-50.
Right. Which makes it curious that he's not, that he's fighting so hard. I mean,
It's ego.
why does he have the balls to do that?
It's all ego.
Huh?
It's all ego. Now, I want you to read this one. This one I don't think I've ever shown before. This, I think, is the first.
Yeah, this one you've never shown publicly.
Yeah, I've never shown this one publicly. I
Okay,
told you guys
let's
I had
see.
some things public or private that I've never shown. There's reasons
Cool.
for it, but it doesn't matter now. But
Mhm.
let me, can you check the date on this? Oh, there's no date. Shit. When was this? This was the same time with the other conversation, 2018, as far as the
You
LDBA.
screenshotted it too small.
Yeah, it's okay. But
I
he says,
saw this in his inbox, by the way. So
Yeah.
if anybody wants to, I saw it
So
in the
have I.
inbox.
So have I, by the way.
yeah, this is all, anybody can, if somebody doesn't believe me. Who's messaging me? I can't go exit out. So if you're messaging me, I'm not being able to see it right now. He says, you signed that business contract before we started. Remember that I emailed you. Now, that's a big point right there. You signed that business contract. Now, there was nothing that I signed, but the fact that he's talking about a business contract, there's a meeting of the minds that it was a partnership
It's
with
indicative.
a business
yeah.
contract. So right now, everybody that has ever said we did not have a contract, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Fuck you.
I say it in
Steve,
unison.
And you,
And you, and you, and you. You
Listen,
get a fuck.
Carmen,
You get a
you're
fuck.
just-
And
you're
you
just
get a
one
fuck.
of those
Fuck
women
for you.
around Steve that Steve is taking advantage of. You don't know what you're talking. You're not a real person.
Now,
That's
let's
not
just
right.
remember,
Welcome to the club.
Now
let's
listen,
remember there is an easier rebuttal there, though, too, Steve.
Is it
If-
nuh-uh?
If there was no business agreement, why is this being heard by the business court?
Oh yeah, because we went to Bledsoe, which is the Chief Justice. Before, if you, and by the way, I think this because if you notice on the court case, it starts at number 3, not 1 and 2, by the way. But we had went and we had a petition and pay $1,000 extra bucks to tell him that this was a business case, and we had it approved by the Chief Justice as a business case.
Yeah, it had to be approved before it went to the.
Right. Then we have a letter from the Chief Justice. So,
I have a question.
yeah, let me read the super chat real quick.
Yeah.
Goddess Scummer, £5. Who's more in denial of reality, supporters of Kyle or Trump? Are they really any different at this
Oh
point?
my God.
Ooh,
Are you
both.
talking, do you
Good
mean
question,
more
though.
as in quantity or?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say they're.
I have a question for the chat. So I was planning on doing like a goblin reads of the entire non sequitur showcase between the first filing all the way up to the current filing. I was waiting until the judge posted the date for the contempt hearing. Would you guys rather I start it now and
Yeah,
then
do it now.
and then go?
Yeah, there's two different things.
Yeah.
There's two different things in play there.
I think this is good enough. I was basically waiting for the next filing, and I was kind of expecting a court date to be set, but it makes sense why there isn't one yet. Which, I mean, to be fair, I'm Canadian and not a lawyer, so so I think this
Sorry.
is good enough that I can
Sorry, but you're
Sorry,
big.
but
Sorry.
Sorry.
she's so
Sorry.
Canadian.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
This is, by the way, this actually has the date on it, so people were wondering. It was March 28th, 2018, because it continues on the conversation. This
The
conference ends with me
chat is
saying
yelling
partner.
at me. Yes, I'm gonna do all of it. I'm gonna go from when it started, all of it to all right now. All right, okay, I'll start.
And he says it's
Next couple
dissolvable any
days.
time, so if you want to be taken off, I can do that. No problem in 48 hours. Let me ask you this, Heather. First of all, that's not how contracts work, but if I was just an employee or something, or whatever bullshit narrative he was trying to run, why would he, what is it for me to be taken off?
I mean, I'm just shocked that he's saying any of this.
You would think that if you would think that if he was going to treat you as an employee, the other people who also thought you should be viewed as an employee, like GE and his wife, would be a little bit more concerned for their own positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so I asked him, I said, you're supposed to be going to snail mail. And I said, I got an email on it, but I never signed anything because I wanted to look it over. Again, I was like, okay.
Right.
People are like, oh, well, Steve didn't want to lose his Medi-Cal. Then why the fuck would I look it over?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm fine looking it over. I didn't give a shit about the Medi-Cal except for the fact that it would have been inconvenient, but I still wanted to look it over and see if I should get rid of it because, again, people knew that I was trying to get a surgery back then. But it was no big deal one way or another. I wanted to have my options, like any responsible person would have done.
Too. That was like
God
more about a
forbid.
location than anything else.
Yeah, I don't understand how Kyle even came up with that narrative because Bulldozer was complete bullshit. Resnos was complete bullshit. Everybody that
Anybody would
involved
have
knows it was complete
brain.
bullshit. And yet people bought into that nonsense going, oh, well, Steve defrauded Medicare. Fuck you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy that submitted false shit to the court was trying to impugn my character and find out he was actually found liable for fraud. Okay. Okay.
Hey, let me ask you a question really quick. Are we going in order
No,
of the sequence of
there's
events?
no
Because
order here.
I want to kind of ask you a question
Sure.
that people are asking, sort of devil's advocate, not really, because you know what team I'm on, but are we going in order? Because when you talk about the events of today or what happened today with the judgment, are we going from beginning to end?
There's
or
no order here. I didn't put it in order. Yeah. But this is one of my favorite.
The answer is that Steve's disorganized.
I'm
as
not
hell.
Chesh. Yeah, I'm
I
not
am
a
too.
Cheshire.
That's okay.
Killer 8529 for Follow Stray says, Chesh, do a part 1 of the case for non-sec and then do a part 2 for the criminal conviction.
That's gonna be like a whole thing. So this is essentially gonna be part 1, subsection A, B, C, D, E, F, just to get to like.
Chesh, can you read this for me though? Can you read this?
Should I? Oh, okay, I will ask the chat one more thing, and I will read that. Chat, how much do you hate me? Because the only other way to do I made a bunch of thumbnails. Already ready to go to cover all of the non sequitur show stuff up until now. But if you hate me that much, are you suggesting that I should try and do all of it in one sitting?
No, don't do it all at once.
Because that'll probably take me 24
Don't do that.
hours.
By the way, I did give Reds the link,
Throat will
right?
die.
Reds does have a link.
I trust chat, and I don't think they hate me that
No,
much.
they don't. We double check Reds has a
Kyle.
link because he's not here and I don't know why. And I can't check my messages.
But speaking of him, that was hilarious when you guys were on, and at the end he goes, all right, say your piece and get the fuck out. And everyone, kind of bails at that time. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
All
All right, so what does
regular.
it say there, Chesh?
I'm just saying, I'd like to keep it saying partnership agreement.
Oh, that must be for partnership agreement.
He's screwed.
And again, all you have to do is think like a judge. I have all this evidence, which is I have all the emails. I mean, this is all legit stuff. People have seen it. If you go in front of a judge with all this evidence saying we have an agreement here, this is evidence for an agreement, and him saying it. I mean, what the hell does people want? I mean, at this point, they're just being assholes. They're just being assholes. So
Yeah.
and I do want to show a couple.
Let me quickly timestamp that. That is the 30-minute mark in this episode. If you need to see that little bit, because I feel like that's going to need to be screenshot and posted all over Twitter. I almost feel like I need to make it my background on Twitter, to be honest. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. Hold on.
Should. This goes back to May of 7th, 2019, and people were saying about perpetuity. I did mention to Dave before the Non Sequitur show, Death of the Non Sequitur show, he and I swore from day one to be 50-50 in perpetuity, and I ensured that with him the other day, but making sure that the other guest hosts weren't asking for money, less whatever he and you worked out for money between you and him. Now, again, this is just me saying this, but Dave will recall, I was trying to get him an additional 5% from me and 5% from Kyle, so he would get 10% of the proceeds, and then we were working that out because we had a 50-50, which means that I would get 45 and he would get 45. Dave was involved in this. Kyle didn't want to go for it, but this is the conversations we were having. And so when he says, we didn't have a 50-50 or it wasn't any residuals, bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't just make that up on the Death of the Non Sequitur show. Moderator literally and I had talked about this months prior.
Well, on the Death of the Non Sequitur show, even Kyle admitted that it was there
was residuals. Yes.
Yeah,
I know. And then this is what I'm saying. When people are like, Steve's lying. It's like, how much more evidence do you want?
So if you guys would like to go and check my Twitter profile.
This is an interesting one too, and I'm not sure if I showed this one before.
Look at my banner.
Okay, let me see.
Helios, $5. I would normally super chat to have you do that for the meme, but this seems like it could harm you. So consider this super chat to have you not do it. There you go. To not do it.
Nice.
That's good. All right.
Thanks.
So this is we don't want harm to come to her. This is 2018, June of 2018, right? And so I was telling him, because he was having financial problems, and just remember when I said that he was having to dip into the Patreon, and I was fine with that because he told me he had AdSense for me. And I told him, take a draw if you need funds. Now, again, the way I learned draws is if you are ownership, you take a draw, and that's your salary. You're a partner. And I said, we have Streamlabs, PayPal, shirts, Patreon, whatever. You have the numbers, so you know what we pulled in.
You have socks with my face on them.
But here, I mean, why would
Are you serious?
I'm a partner. This is why I was telling him this, right? I mean, these are conversations you have with a business partner. Oh, take a draw.
Yeah.
We have these revenue
Right.
things. I'm not just some employee, and I wasn't some just guest host. It was my channel that I gave to him because I wanted to start YouTube. He didn't want to start YouTube. I did.
Give it. He stole it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he basically
False pretense.
lied.
I mean,
false
like,
pretense.
he
Right.
lied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And he says, I'm hoping I don't
IMO.
need to, but if I do, I'll put back whatever it is once I get another job. That didn't age well.
I'm laughing
I mean,
at Cheshire's
obtaining
banner.
property under false pretense is a charge. It's a felony.
Yeah,
to obtain property under false pretense.
There's a lot of shit that he could be looking at.
Oh, he has he's going to face criminal charges for sure.
Well, like I said at the end of the previous stream, Kyle, say thank you to Judge Gale when he slaps you and it's not as firm or punishing of a blow as it could be.
Well, that's a good question for Karma. Does the channel count as property when you obtain property by false pretenses? Because he did lie to get the channel. Does that
It
count?
is business
That's
property.
a good that's a good question. I have to I would not know, but I don't
That's a
think
felony in North Carolina.
Well, there's a lot
to
of things
obtain
that could be
property
a
by false
felony.
pretense.
But
The channel would The channel is an asset of the business agreement, is
Right.
an
Yes.
asset of the partnership.
But let me make it very clear, because we didn't get into the whole what the judge ruled, and I think Cheshire probably will on the Goblin Reads more effectively. But it was something very critical that the judge had said. It was number 33 and number 34, and what basically the judge said is this: he has to give some consideration on how he wants to go forward with criminal aspects of the case. Basically, he has a couple options available to him. He could submit to the DA, which I think is going to be the case, or it could be both. He could just rule from the bench a criminal contempt charge, not a civil, but a criminal contempt charge, because it's his court, which in North Carolina is up to 2 years felony. It's usually a misdemeanor, but it can be up to 2 years for a felony. And
I think it's like a class I.
Yeah, it could be. I think it's class I felony. And now remember what Judge said, though: the longer you draw this out, the harsher I will be. His words.
Aww.
Right.
Somebody
he will.
sent me a tweet, but I guess Uni and them are going off with the memes, and they put us all in a fishbowl. And aw, you made me a
How cute.
mermaid! Yay!
They did. You bitch. I want to be the mermaid. Okay.
All right, so I wanted to show this one for Bull's sake. Bull, does this ring a bell to you?
Very much so.
You want to read it? Can you read it?
It says, Steve McRae says, just wanted to send you an email thanking you for all your support for Non Sequitur and your generous donation of VMix to us. We hope to continue to provide you with quality.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
With qual.
Cool. Sorry, I have the whole email, but
Right, it's just not expanded. And Jamie says you're welcome, and I appreciate the note. Glad to support this.
I had to send a message to Jamie on it because Kyle wasn't going to. I had to thank him. I'm the one that reached out to all the guests. I was one that said thank you for joining us. I was one that got them on the show. I did 95% of that work, not Kyle.
Keep in mind, one of the main reasons we bought VMix was so that we could do debate roulette at all.
Yeah, and Jamie was but he donated to the channel. He didn't give that to Kyle.
Right? That's a channel asset.
That's a channel asset. He wanted Bullinator to kind of have it, but I can't effectively prove that. Although if we ever have it, I'll be happy to give it to Bull.
Jamie and I were both in that conversation. There was a conversation with Kyle, Jamie, and myself upon the licensing of VMix, and it basically goes a little something like this. I want that to be a channel asset. That was what I said. I'm going to put it in live at nonsexshow.com's email address. That way, if I ever decide to leave the channel, I don't fuck over the channel by taking my software with me. That was why I did that. It has 2 seats. So there was some...
Yeah, but he stole it. He took that too. He just outright stole it.
He took that. He took that too. There's no way to get that back without nonsexshow.com to recreate the email address, to then get the account unlocked for VMix, basically.
Right?
I have
so we can get the license back.
He had more than just VMix though, right? He had like Adobe.
Yeah, he has Adobe that he was bought. Yep.
So is the Adobe that he got for working on Nonsec from like
Fans
or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that the same Adobe he used to forge documents?
I believe so.
Yes. Probably.
I thought I'd point that one out real quick.
All right, so now I got some other screenshots. We're going to kick it up a notch here. So I want you guys to kind of rate how well these things kind of age. Will you guys do that?
Oh, okay. So what's hold on. What's the scale? Are we talking like how well did this age? 1 is Benjamin Button. What's the?
Yeah, which direction are we going on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good question.
I know the rules.
We'll just do a level 3 scale. So 1 means it aged exceptionally well. 2, not so much. 3 means, oh man, this is fucked.
Okay, so all right, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So if something's aged really well, actually, so not all these things aged bad. This one, I think.
So like 1 is Captain Picard.
Yeah.
Like that dude still looks fantastic.
There's no rhyme or reason for this. I'm just pulling them up in the order that I had in the file here.
The thumb over the camera. Oh my god. Yeah, Steve. You know who's calling me right now?
Her? The person?
I'll just show it.
I was gonna. Say, please say you.
Oh, okay. Why are you not answering the phone? What do you go away? Do your thing.
Should I? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. What the wrong
All right,
with
I'll
you?
be back.
Do I even know you? Yes, answer that phone call.
Hi.
Well, mute. Yeah.
Steve doxes menace.
Hi.
When?
Oh my God, it's so nice to talk to you. How do I mute this?
You're
I'm
not
so sorry.
muted
We're on
I can mute
stream
you.
I
really quick.
believe in you. It's okay.
Maybe he did mute me. No, that's okay.
Okay.
At the very bottom. There you go. You're good.
Right. And by the way, that is Tatiana Westbrook's lawyer. Don't
Ah.
Steve doxes Menace. Okay, first off, if Steve was going to dox Menace, I would know Menace's name. I don't know what Menace's
I don't know
name
either.
is.
Here's the
Okay.
funniest thing.
either.
Here's the funniest thing. I thought, and I'm not even shitting. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I thought Menace to Sobriety was a woman until somebody told me otherwise. I'm not
Joey's
being
the
mean.
only one
Wait,
who knows who it is.
Steve. Is that because Menace always acts like a little bitch?
Probably.
Hey.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Hey,
Somebody had
that's
said.
sexist.
Somebody said that he doxed himself, and I still don't know his name. This, I think, would be a 3. This did not age very well at all, because I still don't know who the hell Menace is, nor do I care.
No.
What's the equivalent of a bitch and a man? Like, you know what I mean?
So I thought that was kind of interesting there.
Yeah, that did not age well.
Yeah. So vote on that one. That did not age well at all.
Chat, you can also vote. 1, it aged well. 2, mediocre. 3 is that did not age well at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3 on that one. But
Well, I mean, if
Yeah.
Joey is somehow
3.
Steve at the same time, that me and Joey are both Steve.
Oh God, can I read this one?
yeah, I gotta blow it up so the outside can read it a little bit better. But go ahead.
Okay, Kyle said Ruhif is as sharp as a marble. If he got any stupider, they wouldn't let him drive or operate machines. Chimera truly then said, in my dream world, there would be a music video for Call Me Maybe, ? Presentation. I will say, I think Rude's decision to admit that there is a possibility that Steve will be thrown out shows that the lawyer has been trying to get Steve and Rude to look at facts. It turns out it turns out that is probably harder than it is to probably serve at Kyle. Menace said, God, I can't wait till the decision is made on serve.
I didn't even know I had this one. I literally found this one just going through when I was going to do a stream tonight. I found this one in my unorganized stuff. This was my favorite. I was like, holy crap. And then Kyle said,
last sentence.
read Kyle's last sentence. Read that.
Let me read
ahead,
this
go ahead,
one
please.
from Kyle.
Yeah,
Yes.
please,
Go for it.
please. I'm just grabbing the clip of Menace so I can just, like, tweet that
Go for it,
real
Jared.
quick.
They don't want anything to do with facts. Ruhif is more likely to be made a saint by the Catholic Church than I am being prosecuted.
That's not going to age well.
I think you're being
Steve,
prosecuted.
do you know what the date is for these? Do you have like the
I do
saved-
not.
You can look at properties and it'll
I can
show
look
you
at
when you
property.
saved it.
Yeah, I can tell you. Well, I can tell you when I screenshot it, when I got it, to give you an idea. It is. This was August 9th, 2020. Oh, that makes sense. I think that was one of the Discord things that they had. That
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, August 9th. That because I remember that date. Manya
Manya
says for
wants to
$2.
come in.
Well, give her the link
Wait, why am I in charge of this?
because I
all
got
of
so
a
many other
sudden?
things going on. You have one job.
What the fuck?
Manya says I
One
want to
job
join
right this second.
I want to join the fun.
10
Hi.
jobs overall. One job right this second.
Oh wait, that's one I just. This is the one I want.
Steve.
How about this one?
Why is there a giant iBuy power on the screen?
Because that's my computer.
No, we'll get rid of that.
Hush! Bull in there picked this out for me, jackass.
I know, but
I love this
change
computer.
it.
It's the best
I
computer
mean,
I've ever had in my life. Don't talk to me
I
shit
mean,
about a
main
computer.
gear's
Computer, the background.
Main gear's better. Just change the background.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ, Steve. Don't be afraid to personalize.
I was to
your
protect you,
computer.
man. I'm white knighting for you. Stop it.
Don't do. I never asked for it.
Take God's face and right-click it and set desktop background.
Go ahead.
Ripa said, Chimera, I didn't see that either. It's wonderful. Very clever. Agreed at Menace. Kyle said, does he not get that if it gets thrown out, that means it's my business and I can do with the money what I see fit? ... as it's mine.
Mine.
That'll go as good with the IRS too.
What a complete and utter fuck. Okay, here's the thing with this. Kyle, do you realize that if yours gets thrown out, the thing is that that's not true. If if the service gets found to not be legitimate, it just starts again. It doesn't prove that it's yours.
Right.
Dipshit.
It just means that he has a chance to respond.
What this does is that this is him admitting that he lost and he's currently in contempt. So that's what this is.
So this did not age well. What, one to
Chimera
three?
said, I could be wrong, but it seems like Rue is comfortable with bending around the laws. What laws did he... What?
Hey, Chimera, IMAX called they want their projector back.
Yeah, that's like I'm saying. These did not age well. These are all threes so far to me.
Well, make sure when the tax man comes for the tax on that $90K that he sees that it's Kyle's.
Oh, it's gonna be so.
All Kyle's.
It's gonna be so much more than that. I think we're gonna ask for a lot more, possibly. I love this though. I could be wrong, but it seems like Rue is comfortable with bending around laws, and it has been benefiting him. So he probably isn't aware of what it takes to make a winning case. The guy won $40 million in a lawsuit. He's quite aware of what it takes to win a lawsuit.
I want to know how many. Okay, I have a question.
That's just straight up stupid.
How many lawsuits has Chimera been a part of, and how many have they won? And also, the same question applies to Menace.
And to me, I've sued. I think
probably 0.
4 or 5 people,
care you,
and I won everyone. You do care.
I've been sued. I've never sued anyone. I've been sued plenty.
All right.
Hi, Manya.
Hi, Manya.
Hello. I finally uploaded my way in.
All right, what else we got here? Yeah. I thought this was fucking hilarious. I thought this was hilarious. I think this is what Kyle wants to go to. This is how desperate he got. That he's like,
Steve, you want
what?
You want to piss off the trolls?
Isn't Kyle hanging out with Shrek right now? I feel like no.
Set the God King Steve as your desktop background.
Oh, I might do that. Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Just for the stream, it would really, really irritate him.
Yeah. Well,
Use the one that I made. You want me to take Laura out of the one that I made, so it's just like the hearts and the pink hue.
The flower.
I'll do it. I'll do it on my next one. So, but how about this? I love this. Saint Ruhif, patron saint of rape apologists.
God,
what an idiot.
Already with all that.
That's how sad Kyle got.
Are we slipping into defamation, Kyle?
You think?
A smidge.
A little bit, you know.
That's not even necessarily defamation on Steve. That's defamation on Ruhif.
Yeah, right. I know.
I feel like it's not going to go well.
Yeah, this was another thing that didn't age very well.
Join me and ProLib.
That guy, the FBI.
This did not age very well.
For a special call-in episode. Why isn't he doing a call-in with Jimmy, though? What happened to
Jimmy being, Jimmy has no scruples at all, but even he had enough scruples to go, I'm not dealing with this guy.
Where are all these people that were on that side in that one stream and it was like 5 of them?
Yeah, ProLib, the guy that said, hey, the FBI needs to investigate Chesh and Steve. Yep. That guy. And by the way, I do have a screenshot.
Yep.
Oh, Chesh. No, Steve. Yeah. Steve, when ProLib was calling for people to report to the FBI, I was included in that too, which, hey, I've never heard from the FBI.
I haven't either, yeah. But I have a screenshot I'll be coming up here that Cheshire apparently is under investigation. Yeah.
Sure the FBI
a Canadian.
And when I answer the phone, there's nobody on the other end. Is it the FBI? That sounds like a Trump organization to me.
You're a Canadian that's being investigated by the FBI. I don't know how this works.
That's Interpol.
Can I add that to my Twitter?
CIA.
CIA. Credit for that?
That's the CIA at that point.
Yeah, I don't get that at all, but whatever. See what else
CIA on her.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one.
Oh no! Oh God! Oh God!
Just go ahead and read this. Read this one out, Chess. You're gonna love this one.
Oh
Our
Menace to
good friend
sobriety.
Tony Designs, you know, the moderator that basically fucked their channel over and lied to everybody and deleted
And fucked
comments.
over
and-
Nick too.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep. That's the same one.
Menace to sobriety. I'm guessing the judge has already made his decision unless McCrae pulls a rabbit out of his hat in the 11th hour in a response
Yeah.
filing. Wow, I saw a good number of rabbits, I guess. All I've been looking at are rabbits.
Who's
Agrippa
fapping?
said- I think it's Bull.
Bull, you
What is that?
I'm Bull excited.
Yeah,
I'm smoking weed. That's what I'm doing.
I was wondering what the fuck.
Just
I'm
being
nice.
clear.
All right, whatever.
Agrippa,
It sounded fappy.
Happy.
wow, Agrippa's right. It's never over till the fact that he sings.
Minor. He got something minorly correct. Okay.
Tony
Can we
Design.
get Sinister Porpoise to sing? Sorry.
Oh God. Oh.
When slash where did you really so long, and thanks for all the fit.
Exactly. Thank you.
No.
Bro, I recently
No.
watched Clash of the
How
Titans.
dare you denigrate
I
the song like that?
I recently watched Clash of the Titans. I'm pretty sure Sinister Porpoise is more in line with Medusa.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Kraken.
All right,
I
read
like Dory from Finding Nemo.
Read
She
Trying to...
didn't
Kyle-
age well either.
what Kyle said because this did not age well at all.
Okay, Tony Design said, where slash when did Ruhif say this? I don't know what he's referring to, but okay. Kyle said, there's nothing he can say in response that will outdo his admission, his lawyer's incompetent actions, and the fact that I proved I didn't live there is insurmountable.
Okay, we're gonna up this now.
That's
This is
three.
beyond a 3. This is beyond a
That's
3.
No, this is a 5.
This is a 5. This is a straight up 5. Fuck the scale. That is one of the worst aging comments I have seen so far.
Insurmountable. You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Oh, that's good. That's so good.
Tony Design.
You know what's so funny in that movie with the Montoya, the word he was talking about was the word inconceivable, and in one place he actually used it correctly. It's like, but I love that movie, The Princess Bride, by the way.
Most of the time, it's just used more facetiously than literally. That's the difference.
Well, here's something to remember, though. And this doesn't just go for that side. This goes across the board. During that initial hearing where the judge made the determination that he wanted the depositions to happen, the writing was on the wall then.
Oh, sure.
Mhm.
At the end of it, Judge Gale had said that as of this point, on the issue of rebutting service, Mr. Curtis failed.
Yes.
He said that months ago.
Which is why I was willing to bet thousands of dollars on it. I knew this.
I guess what these guys think is that after a judge gives their judgment, whatever is out on the papers and on the website, the judge goes back and he gives a fuck about whatever he has put out, and he thinks over it again and again, and then goes, I
No, they
missed
keep
that
good
point.
notes. They have very good notes. Goddess Coming for
Yeah,
£5
they don't
says,
need to go back and think about
in
it.
answer to my earlier question, I think it's Kyle's supporters who are more delusional. You might be right on that, man. I mean, seriously, these people that we
yeah.
got rid of years ago, that have been trying to to character assassinate me, they are worse than Trump supporters. I mean, they are legit delusional. Look what the video that Cheshire just recently did was a very good objective analysis of how delusional Laura is, and why I want nothing to do with her. And this is why we said I don't want to be around this person. I don't want them involved in my hangouts. I don't want to be around them. And go watch her video. What is it called? Malicious compliance. Which, by the way, really good name for that because that's what you did with her. But
Yeah, here's the link if anybody cares.
But yeah, this
I
didn't.
Goblins for it.
What's that?
I said I drew lots of goblins for it.
But this one did not age well, so we'll go with that one.
Well, wait, we weren't done.
Oh,
There was more.
One more. Go ahead.
Comments on so Menace is apparently making videos. Comments under my more of Steve's tweet video, Incredible Hulk thumbnail. Oh, okay. And Agrippa says Steve also said that silence till it's over is the prudent position. Did you ever say that? That
I never
doesn't
heard
sound
that.
like anything
Matter of
you
fact,
said.
here's what's funny is, my lawyer knows what we do. I mean, he knows that we talk about this stuff, and we ask him very specifically, what is it we can mention, what we can't. For example, I cannot show you the Amazon subpoena, right? I know I can't show you that. But I could tell you about it. And I asked him, okay, so, we can confirm it. He's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So we do clear it. And so when people say, why is Steve talking about the case? Because I'm a lawyer that understands what we do. And our case was so strong, there was nothing Kyle was going to do that was going to affect anything. Kyle was going to lie. Kyle was going to manipulate. Kyle was going to use the system. But as far as evidence, he had nothing. There's just, and that's all the judge cared about, right? So, And by the way, it worked to our advantage because, look, Kyle had said, oh, look, Steve, he sent it to the wrong address. He's trying to character assassinate me, blah, blah, blah. And he used what I said against me because he twisted it out of context and edited it dishonestly. I think actually Nate did that, but it was on his channel. But that worked out to our advantage because it went to his credibility. Kyle's credibility was shot because we know now I didn't do that because he never lived with Ben.
Talking about, okay, so I've had to have a couple of conversations with these people, and the way I would describe it is, you guys know when you go to the dollar store as a kid and you get those things that are full of water that they're supposed to be hard to hold on to? You know what I'm talking about?
Say it one more time.
Not really.
Those squishy balls.
They're not like the ball, they're like the tube, and they go around and they're full of water, so when you
the water snake. It's like a snake.
Yeah, they're supposed to be hard to hold. Okay, so having a conversation and trying to pin one of these people down on a point is like having one of those, but they're covered in oil, but it's also one that is the horrible offspring of one of those and a shake weight, because they're always like sexually charged with something that Steve did to them.
Right.
But it also goes like in erratic directions, and they're covered in oil, so you're likely to get splashed in the face with oil. There's oil on the floor. It's probably on your tits.
Oh God.
And you know what you should do is just throw it in the garbage and be done with it and clean up the mess that it left behind.
I'm uncomfortable with this conversation.
Except
it sounds good to me.
You can't because they won't let you, because every time you throw them away and clean, as soon as you've got it cleaned up, you turn to walk the other direction, they burst through the wall like they're the goddamn Kool-Aid man, and you should be happy to see them. Except instead of being filled, a giant jar filled with fun Kool-Aid with sugar, it's called oil and salt.
No, okay. So to all the animators out there,
I've got Chesh pinned on that one.
Take an image of the goblin and animate it with what Chesh was just describing.
Do that. Just oil, boobs, Chesh, clean. Yeah.
But be warned. If you have the same mental image that I did at the beginning of it all, YouTube might demonetize you.
Do it on OnlyFans. Do it on OnlyFans.
That's 9 circles. That's what that is.
All right. So this one again did not age well at all. Anybody want to read this one?
Unirock, sorry, my phone died. Saying I shared this but didn't know is a lie. I know exactly why you are wrong also, but I'm going to keep it secret until you file it in court. Please file it in court. ... Please? Please?
Oh, you mean like ECF 43? Okay.
So what they're referencing is apparently a screenshot of Steve saying, since this is already out and talked about and Jason can't figure it out, who can tell me real dates of the August and November statements are from the data matrix from the Discover, I'm assuming it goes on to say statement.
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. No one uses year, day, month now. I can go back to my video games and video production until next video production. What?
Yeah, right.
What video?
Yeah, this didn't age very well at all because the data matrix does use year, day, month. So when you had 2019-1201, that was December 1st.
So
no, sorry, 01012. That was December 1st.
You did file it.
We did file it.
Jason asked you to.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
That's
working on
right.
his documentaries.
Completely because I was like, Jason told us to.
Coincidentally, the December statement covered November's charges.
Right, because it's going to be. On
How about that
statement.
October statement or the one before?
Well, the October statement, the data matrix was correct, but he had changed it to fake a August statement. He never gave us anything prior to 2020, but we got the subpoena back. The subpoena back had the first statement, which was August, because the account was open till it was October. The account wasn't open till October, so that statement from the data matrix was correct, and it was year, day, month, contrary to what Uni said. So that didn't age well at all. Range Gaming for £2 says it's over 9,000. I know. By the way, somebody told me that wasn't originally supposed to be 6,000, but they thought the American market wouldn't think it's high enough, so they went to 9,000. Anime expert Cheshire has neither confirmed nor denied that, so I don't know. That's what I was told.
Well, it happened on the internet, and you know what they say about things you're told on the internet.
It must be true. It's by law.
All true.
Yeah.
By fiat.
By fiat. This one might be really hard to see. Let me see if I can.
That is quite difficult to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna
you sycophant. We get that. Some star
no,
6.
No, I don't care about that. That's not.
No, wait. Kyle Curtis.
Yes.
The thing is, Sarah, I never deleted one comment.
Yes!
You know, Kyle is not lying there. He didn't delete one comment.
Yes, that's what I want you guys to see.
Ton of comments.
This did not age very well at all, now did it?
No.
Yeah, he's like, they wrote them and then deleted their own. Bullshit.
Listen, this is the Benjamin Button, but instead of going backwards, they just continued to go forwards. Yeah. This comment was born at 108 years old and then continued to age.
I have a lot of screenshots because when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, Kyle, wow, that is like not even a bold-faced lie. That is like, I'm going to like lie to you so badly.
Did not somebody? Oh yeah, it was Astronomy Live that had a bot that recorded every comment deleted. Yeah,
they wrote them and deleted their own.
1,000 people deleted their own comments.
Read the deleted comments.
Hi, Red.
Unless Kyle is suggesting that he's not the one responsible for those comments getting deleted, in which case there's a whole other person that he's going to have to name to get addressed in the deletion of potential evidence.
Oh, no. Bullshit, because this is how it works. When you have a moderator delete a comment, it goes for review.
Oh, he'd still be responsible.
No.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be responsible.
It goes to review.
Cohorts that would be.
Hang on, no. It goes to review. He has to go into his studio and then go into his review, and he's the only one that can delete a comment. He can't.
No, they still don't. They still count as deleted. Like they do not show up. Maybe it's changed from.
Oh, they don't show up. That's true. That's true. But he did go in and review them and delete them from the channel. So.
If there was.
But if he has shared the password with someone else, then there might be someone else accessing that channel and the dashboard and deleting the comments.
Keep in mind, though, that when this happened, he was not as entrenched as we knew him to be now with shitty shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can you read the super chat while I get a new one up?
Yeah, the Athens for 5 said, I have a video I want to share when this is all done since it perfectly describes what happened. Might want to brush up on Russian if you know any.
I do not.
Jason says who's lying about the subpoenas being sealed. Jason, why do you care about Kyle and poor Ben's sex life? You
I thought this was hilarious. Who's lying? That would be Jason and Kyle. Yes. Unirock and Kyle. Confirmed. What was sealed was basically just private conversations. Everything that we released with the authorization of my attorney and Kyle's attorney. So, he lied repeatedly, continues to lie about things. Unirock can stop talking about a lot of this because he's getting some publicity because of the whole Toddy Katie case, and he doesn't want people to realize that he made all these egregious basically defamational statements over the last year with 300 some odd videos or whatever it is against me. He wants to kind of forget that because he got everything wrong, right? I mean,
let's just say the case, that case in particular, is going to set quite the precedent because some people are just as guilty as another. You might want to watch out.
So who do you think's lying here? I could give you one guess. Rodent loan last night for $5 says 2 weeks. Going to bet that Kyle will be another quote failure to appear. It's over. Yeah, I don't think he's going to show first contempt. I think they're going to issue a criminal contempt charge, and they'll probably send a bench warrant out for him. And by the way, it's not going to be the bench warrant where they don't care. It's going to be the bench warrant where we have somebody who lives in that area that works for us that will go find him. We're not messing around.
What's a bench warrant?
And by the way, and this person that works for us is an actual professional, not related to anything to the internet. It's not like Dodd or anything like that. We have an actual professional that is willing to go out and have him process server as what's called a bounty. So bounty hunter kind of thing. Yeah.
What was Chesh saying about a bench warrant?
Dog the bounty hunter after Kyle, because that would be funny.
Well,
as
we
fuck.
have somebody on the case. Let's put it that way. And they're
Well,
not
but
related.
do they have a GoPro?
And by the way,
That's
it
what
wasn't
I
even through
meant.
us. The lawyer did that. The lawyer did that on their own, so it has nothing to do with
I
the
want to
internet.
know if they have a GoPro. I want to know
I'll
if
do
I
it for
see
free.
somebody on cam
You
knocking
have to
on
have a
Kyle's
license.
mom.
Sorry.
Poor, damn it.
Carrie Bronson, we ain't messing around. We will find him. If he goes out of state, we will find him. He is going to go in front of this judge. Carrie Bronson for $20. Like I'll tell you right now, you can run Kyle, but you ain't going to hide. Carrie Bronson, $20. I'm watching a friend online concert, so I can't actually celebrate with you directly, but I'd like to contribute to the Victory Fest anyways. Thank you, Corey, very much. I do appreciate that.
I was saying I'll do it for free.
Yeah, but
Tell us about
you don't have a license. You have to be. You can't just go out and it's called
I'll
kidnapping if you do
get
it.
hypnotized or something. I'll figure it
I'm
out.
not asking about that. I want to know if the legitimate person that you hired is going to be wearing a GoPro.
I don't know. I didn't hire them. The lawyer did.
You
Can
should
I go
ask
with
don't
them
know
and
their
carry a
name.
GoPro? I'll just
Yeah.
follow them around like a dog. It'll be fine.
But yes.
There you go.
But we're not messing around. I love this one. This was great.
Why do you think I'm kidding?
I don't think you're kidding at all.
I'm not
I
kidding.
want an episode of Cops that's got
I would
Kyle
record
in
if
it.
I could. I would record it. Of course, I don't think you're kidding. I love this one.
What you gonna do when they come?
You want to read this
for
one?
Run like a bitch.
you? Unirock said, "Oh my god, this is all brackets, dude. Oh my god,
This is
OMG
insanity.
in all caps. What are you type? I can't get past the first fucking 6 words."
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can see that, so why do you need to tell us that that's
Oh
what
my
you
god,
said?
OMG in all caps that I just typed in all capitals, but I typed out the whole thing. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, this is not.
Steve McRae is blaming
Lord,
Kyle
this
Curtis for creating COVID. Oh, I remember this. I remember freaking out and being annoyed by the exact same thing.
Right.
For creating COVID-19 to get out of the non-sec case. Steve, why are you trying to get out of this the non-sequitur case that you started?
Yeah, exactly. And I love this. More of the defendant has used this matter in delays brought about by the pandemic to play games, which we noted. And yeah, this was
See,
bizarre.
this is where I know that Jason does not know how to read and comprehend English.
Oh, he doesn't
Lost
care.
the plot.
Yeah, this is where I know better English than
No,
that.
I think Jason's just taking the piss on this one. But again, when you have somebody who takes a piss like this, who's just a troll, why would anybody take him seriously?
No, see,
Okay.
I think it actually does go to a mental defect because even trying to have a conversation with the guy, you try to
It's
walk him
difficult.
through a simple timeline, he can't fucking follow it.
Well, he never got the timeline in the first place. It's all fed to him by moderators. in his
Right.
chat.
No, I'm
No,
talking about a discussion
Yeah.
I had with him, trying to give him a timeline and trying to walk him through it, and him interrupting every other fucking sentence
He does it on purpose.
because he doesn't understand.
Well, Shesh has a very good theory about it. It's a perfect troll move to do that. It's like to interrupt and try you get off rails, and
It's called bird dogging. Yeah.
Yeah,
bird
bird
dogging,
dogging.
yeah.
Bird dogging,
Yeah, and then disturb you and your train of thought, and then later pretend, oh, they don't remember what they were going to say, and they forgot everything. So that's a classic, like,
Yeah.
troll move. And,
Jason is a commensurate troll.
But it
That's what he
Yeah,
it doesn't
does.
work. It doesn't work on someone with a good memory.
Well, but
That's
why?
why.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't work on
Doesn't
somebody.
like-
Remember, I took my headphones off that one thing because that's what he was doing
Oh,
to me.
yeah.
I took like literally after 8 years I've been on YouTube, whatever it is. I took my headphones off because that's what he was
Yeah.
doing. He was bird dogging.
yeah.
Did,
Oh, yeah.
Did you start
They were
your,
there.
Did you
Yeah, I
start
was
your
there.
GFM before or after him? Because he can't remember.
I watched that go down. That
Yeah,
was
that,
freaking-
well, I knew at that
was like,
point this
oh
guy
my
was a
God,
piece of shit.
Steve.
I was like,
What
this
the
guy's
fuck?
what?
I went on to Union's stream after that happened. It was on the orange one, D
All
Live.
right. Reed Sharbo
Yeah.
for $2 says Kyle's done being on the right side. Kyle's done being on the right side is invigorating. Yes, it is. Thank you, Reed. And Reed has always been on the right side as well. So appreciate you from the day one. Yeah. Josiah Hansen, another person from day one, has been fully supportive of me in the Non Sequitur show. No pheasant on earth likes Kyle. It's true. And I checked, and he is the official pheasant king. So let's switch gears real quick because a couple of these had to do with Nate. Love this one.
Oh, Nate.
If I get too loud, mute me.
I got to read this one from the live chat. Channel member William Peterson. I now have a mental picture of Dog the Bounty Hunter telling Kyle, "You need Jesus, bro."
Seriously,
Would you like a cigarette before jail?
right? Yeah. But I like this one. So you want me to read it?
Nate the lawyer said, Steve.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Captain Clippy.
The
Captain
lawyer.
Clippy.
I'm putting lawyer in quotations. I've never seen proof.
Air quotes.
He is a real lawyer.
Steve is just I don't believe you.
I know his
haven't
bar
seen-
number.
I haven't seen any proof,
True,
and
you haven't. I've
given
never-
how egregiously
That's true.
wrong Nate is, Steve on his word is not enough
But-
for me.
but-
I'm gonna need Nate to actually present something himself correctly
Pachesh,
from
is it not
the
the case?
source.
Pachesh, I've never shown you his information, have I? Can you mute? Who's doing
Correct.
that? Can you mute?
Yeah, it's me. My bad.
Can you mute? I've never shown you because I don't think that needs to get out, but I know his bar number, but I've never told you or anybody else. Why would I? So anybody thinks I need.
We don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need it. But I know he's a real
we
attorney.
don't
I know
need
where he
to know that.
graduated from because I was friends with him.
Oh,
so-
Steve is going to dox Nate now.
No,
oh my
I-
god.
I could have done that 3 years ago.
Fuck.
I've known him longer than anybody here.
All I'm saying is that Nate himself, which would be the primary source, has never presented evidence as such. So Nate, the lawyer, who's so much of a lawyer that he feels like it's necessary to point it out all the time. Steve is dishonest. He claims rocks are agnostic on video, then says he never said it. Steve has no argument, only loyal supporters. Just like flat earthers, the evidence doesn't matter.
And this was like
Question.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Question, Steve, did you actually make that claim, or were you stating the claim of another person?
What I was doing was explaining to him concepts he wasn't understanding using his way of thinking. If he wants to argue that rocks are atheists, you could also argue they're agnostic as well. I was doing an internal critique. I have never in my life. Stop eating. Whoever's doing this is great. I'm going to kill them. I can't. Just drive me nuts.
Oh.
I'm losing my shit.
If you're not talking, please mute.
Yes, because I have people that message me and all they will do is yell at me if you eat on camera. On mic.
I'm not eating. I dropped something.
All right.
That's what I do all
but-
the time. Speaking of eating, I'm gonna go get a snack.
So when he said that I said rocks are agnostic, I was trying to show using his reasoning. I have
It's
never
the
argued that
exact
rocks are agnostic
same-
because rocks have to. I mean, just to be agnostic, you have to suspend judgment. That is a
It's
act.
the exact same
It's just
example and two-pronged argument that I made with Fiona. It's the exact same thing that we talked about with Menace and Mary, that stripper girl or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, and they freak out about it because it's like, no, it's okay for you to do all these things, but if I say, hey, you do this thing, and it's a completely unfounded statement, you flip the fuck out. All you're doing is demonstrating you're a hypocritical piece of shit.
Yeah, and this was a
That's it.
complete lie. I mean, everybody knows I've never argued such a stupid thing, and he knows this too. Nate goes back to the G+ days, right? A great debate community on G+. He knows that I've never argued this. Bullinator was a moderator for that community. Bullinator, and the entire time you know me, have I ever argued something stupid that rocks are agnostic?
No.
Yeah, that means he clipped that. That's why people. I mean,
You were hypothesizing, given that the idea that rocks could be atheist, then one must say rocks could also be
right, because they lack a
agnostic
belief
or
using his
theist.
terminology.
Isn't that our
Or
Ross
theist.
argument?
Yes. Yeah. And I was just doing an internal critique using their terminology. That's all. But of course, he knew that. But Nate is dishonest. Rodent, no last name for $50. Damn, dude. Thank you, Rodent. I'm going to buy alcohol with that. I hope that's okay.
Woot.
Because I'm out. I bought 2 bottles of champagne. I opened it prematurely last night. It was a premature champagne opener. Ooh, look at that. Wow, that was for that $50, I guess. We get a little dance from Karma. Oh, wow, that was high. Did not expect that. But for $50, he says, "Congratulations. I don't always agree with you. You should. But I have enjoyed your content. Interesting and thought provoking. You've helped me through some tough times. You deserve it. Thank you, Roger. That actually means a lot to me, man." And look, I want people not to agree with me on everything. I'd be bored out of my mind if you guys did that. This is what I'm saying. When people were like, "Oh, Steve, you can't disagree with them," I'm like, I wouldn't. Why? What? That makes no sense.
What would be the point of being into debate community?
It's so much better when you don't agree with me and I get to show you wrong.
Have a debate. Like, that's kind of the point of having it, right?
Yes.
Right? Like, invite it so they can get wrecked.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Ronan. That's very sweet of you. This one didn't age very well either. You want to read this one?
Just so we all understand, defamation is 1, a false statement, faking bank records.
Which was true.
2, about or concerning the plaintiff, Kyle.
Which was true.
3, published to a third party, Twitter.
Which was true.
4, that harms their reputation, forger.
Maybe false because he did that to himself.
Yeah.
But he is.
Yeah.
5, causes damages. Contact the person's job.
False. There's no damages. Millionaires be warned. This was a subtle.
Wait, what?
This was a threat to Ruif.
Oh, no, I get that part. I get that part. But, question. How does contacting a person's job equate to causing damage?
Yeah, well, Ruif, and by the way, Ruif did this without my knowledge, straight up, and I wasn't too thrilled with it because I wouldn't have personally. But I understand what his reasoning was. He was trying to get information on the W-9 or the 1099 form. I don't think he realized, though, that the work that Kyle did was actually for his brother, who is the co-something or other for the company.
I thought Ruif contacted the
100 Democrat.
Oh, is that who he contacted?
Yeah, but the 100 Democrat, I think, is
the
that's his brother's business.
Yeah, something related to his brother's business. I don't know the intricacies. It's a shell corporation of some kind, from what I understand.
He described it in the deposition. Kyle described it as it's a group that goes out to inform people about voting for Biden specifically this year as part of a super PAC program, and that he was doing some
web work
for them essentially.
Colorado Biker Pepper says, "I've been with you 8 years now, and I never recall anything like that." Yeah, it's almost been about 8 years. I started my channel. It's been actually 7 years, but yeah, because I started my channel in 2013, but he's been around since almost day one, and we're going on 2021, so it's been about 7 years. Deep in the Heart, $5. Hashtag Steve was right. Thank you, Deep in the Heart.
From Original Nilsson in the chat, another channel member.
I love her.
She's great.
Never contact the people directly. Go through lawyers. And I agree with that sentiment. But again, the claim on that tweet from Nate was simply contacting causes damage. Sorry, in order to substantiate that claim, Nate, you kind of actually need to show damage occurred.
You mean a lawyer that
Steve,
doesn't?
Can you go back? Can you go back one? Please, there was something. Okay, so I want to spin this one around. What has Nate claimed about you on multiple platforms that would be an attempt or potential actually causing damages?
Yeah, that I committed medical fraud, that I committed fraud.
How long do you have?
That that I wanted to get paid on the table. That how about the next one? Steve. Here, this is a lie. Steve McRae admits Kyle moved in with Ben. Steve knows Ben is lying. When did this happen? That's defamational. That is a false statement. That is a willful defamational false statement. Would this be an example
attempt to show harm? So the question is can we actually? The only question that comes up with Nate then is, can you show that he caused harm directly? To be fair, I think you can.
Maybe.
I think you can by just checking out the way some of the atheist community treats you since they started hanging out.
Yeah, and you might be right, but again, that's kind of like
it's harm to your brand and your business and your relationships, as per the Toddy Westbrook, Katie Jordan lawsuit.
Is it actionable? Well, here's the thing, though. It's probably not really actionable, but it's something that the internet and the YouTube world should be notified of and be aware of, that Nate does this kind of stuff. When we say he's dishonest, we have the evidence to prove it. He is extremely dishonest. He doesn't give a damn about anything but the views. He's determined this. Oh, what the hell we got going on here with Karma's losing her shit. This might be a whole different stream here in a minute.
As long as we keep it YouTube appropriate, we're okay. If it starts to go that other way, you can't just turn off the screen.
I'm doing OnlyFans.
I'll leave my shirt on.
Yeah. Okay, so what else we got here? This one actually.
Verkinix does have a good question with this before we move away from this one. Isn't it unethical for a lawyer to behave this way even under an alias?
Yes. Yeah, matter of fact, there were people that were going to actually contact the bar on that. Whatever. I considered it at one time because, like I said, I do know his bar number. But it was.
There's a difference between what's unethical and what's allowed.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, it's really hard. And again, I didn't do it, but don't think that I didn't consider it when you have somebody on YouTube, being a lawyer, but is so dishonest that doesn't. I mean, that should be against.
Okay, so what you might be able to call it, again, this is not. I'm not going to phrase this in legalese because I'm not a lawyer, but it seems to me that would be you are portraying yourself as a lawyer and you're using your credibility and your license as an actual lawyer to bolster bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. This one's no big deal.
I got a question.
Sure.
What's the date on this? What's the date on this picture?
I can tell you in a second. But the only reason I'm showing this is because Kyle said that he didn't have anything to do with the Discord. Well, that's a lie. He did.
So while you're pulling that up,
the date on that was.
He followed it up with, to the point of professional repercussions. I look at what his actions have been as being in a gray area. They flirt with a line. Yeah. I don't know if they cross the line, and I am not in a position to make that determination.
I agree.
I can tell you that I wouldn't hire him.
Yeah, legally speaking.
I don't know if that's against the rules.
I would say this. I agree with Jared wholeheartedly, but Jared, would you also agree, though, just as a non-legal aspect, as far as ethics, he has none. I think we can all agree
dirty as fuck.
Okay, yeah. That as long as the internet recognizes that I don't give a shit, because I'm sorry, and if he wants to try to fight me on that, I have the evidence that he is a dishonest prick, that he will lie, say things that are not true. Like, for example, like me saying that I know Ben lied. That never actually happened. That is a direct lie from Nate Brody.
Somebody in the chat said Kyle will reveal the Kraken at the contempt hearing. Listen, I don't want him to whip his dick out at the contempt hearing. I don't think anybody wants that.
No. Ivan Frey, from my knowledge, Sinister Porpoise does not live close enough with Kyle to join him in the courtroom.
I almost bought some Kraken rum the other day.
She's not the Kraken, she's Medusa.
Think about the size. That's the reason why I said it earlier.
She's just not all there.
So she's a Medusa the size of the Kraken? Oh my god.
That works.
But here's the thing, I don't deal with Sinister Porpoise because I am convinced she's not mentally well, and I don't mean that hyperbolically. She has mental issues. She knows this. I don't like dealing with people that have mental illnesses. I made this very clear, and so I just think she needs to get help, seriously help.
Well, according to me, you can deal with people who have mental illnesses.
No. Yeah, but not like her.
Let me finish. It's when they know about it and they take responsibility of it and they work on it, so that other people don't suffer because of their bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
I
didn't mean to say that I don't deal with people with mental illness. I don't deal with people with mental illness that are evil people that say evil things and harm people. Those are the people I do not want to be around. That's just. Who does, right? By the way, that was August 5th on that date for that screenshot. Read for $10. Kyle never moved in with Ben before September at the earliest, and all the evidence supported that before Kyle's fake BS. His streaming and background was enough evidence for any reasonable people. Yes, I mean, there's so many things, Reed. You're right, but there's so many different things that no rational person could have ever thought that after the started coming out that he had lived with Ben. Nobody. You just have to be a complete moron. All right, so here's a good one. Here's a really good one that didn't age well. Chesh, would you? Hey, you know what? Like, can we have Unicorn do this? Lonnie, would you love to do this one?
Oh, with pleasure.
This one's for
pleasure.
you.
Yes.
Do this one. Please.
Give it to me. All right. Unirock TV tweets. Lol. Steb created the subpoenas he showed yesterday, not the lawyer.
Oh,
it's
really?
All a big
Oh, really? Do tell.
It's all a big show for his audience. Lol, lol. And he calls other people LARPers. Lol, lol. I'm taking a nap.
Yeah, this again, Unirock is a dishonest prick. Again, he had the audacity to even say live that, oh, I never accused Steve of that.
Actually, he stated that as a fact.
Yeah, I know. And there's another screenshot here, I think, of that.
He stated that as a fact, Steve. Defamation case.
I love that first reply that was there, and I'm willing to bet that Jason did not respond to it.
Here we go, right here. Look, he says, I didn't accuse you. You showed your desktop and the software to create them, and the unfinished subs were on your desktop. Sorry, big guy. You'll make it someday. LOL, Steve created the subpoenas. He did. He literally
He stated that as a fact.
Right, exactly. This might be a little hard to read.
Fucking moron.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't accuse you. Oh, bullshit. Bull.
I didn't accuse you, but here's a tweet of me making a declarative statement.
Right.
And then saying I'm running off like a child to take a nap.
Yeah. Here's another one that didn't age well, Jared. Or you know what? How about Todd do this one? Todd's been quiet.
Oh wait, what?
Read this one.
Read, bitch.
Divvying up the workload.
Said I can confirm that one. Yeah, I can confirm that Potts is out. He is directly telling people that he is not testifying and he's done. Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That aged really well, didn't it? Yeah. And it gets better.
That aged like really badly in like 20. Like it didn't even take like 3 days for this one. Look at that.
Better. It gets better.
Yeah, it's a fact, and it's been proven to me that Steve is either lying or Potts is lying to Steve. Either way, game over.
This is a 5. This
game
you know what, this is a 10.
over.
How much worse can this have aged? Like, holy
I don't
God.
know who his person is. Like,
Yeah, your sources are shitty, Unirock.
Yeah, he needs to get a better
sources?
spy.
He has no sources. He has no sources. He just pulled things out of where the sun don't.
Was it Cheshire being a shitlord the whole time? Is that what it was?
He has admitted sources.
You know what?
His mod crew.
I tell Cheshire.
He has admitted his mods bring him everything.
Oh, we know this.
And he runs with it.
Yeah, he doesn't care whether it's true or not. They make shit up and he runs with it. Matter of fact, we have some ex-mods of his in my live chat that are my, like Shani, Living Waters. She's one of my mods. She used to be a mod for him. She recognized what he was doing.
Why Steve? Because he thinks it's funny and it's not. Because it just makes him look stupid.
Yeah. Another one from Rodent, $20, no last name. Buy booze and another bottle with a super chat. I will do that actually. I do keep my word. I remember some of the other days they sent me like 50, and I said, the next thing that comes up, I will donate to because people have been very giving, and so I did give $100 to that Guardian project for that to get off the ground with that Kickstarter. So I keep my promises.
Nice.
When I do something.
That's good.
But I hope they really do something with that Kickstarter. I was unemployed at the heyday of non sequitur, so paying back rent when you get a big channel back. Do it justice, do it better. We'll hope to, Ronan. We're really going to try. That's all we can make a promise to is what we're definitely going to try.
Catch that, Quessa. Yeah.
Kawasa 5001 is the end in sight. This is like watching someone go through the event horizon.
Spaghettification.
Yeah.
Got spaghettified.
Well, Kyle's
it feels like that.
You're right.
It feels like that too.
RNG Gaming. It looks like you were writing complete bullocks. Would you like me to turn on all caps? that's where that little clip thing.
Thanks, Captain Clippy.
Captain Clippy. It looks like you're trying to write complete bullocks. Would you like me to turn on all caps for you?
I have one of Clippy that I really, really like. I'll pull it up while you read
That's
the next
hilarious.
one.
That should be a Clippy thing. And then, of course, this one, of course, with him saying he had a conversation with William Shatner. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
right.
God.
Whatever.
I think so. He lives in his little small, delusional
He's a
world
LARPer.
inside his head where he pretends that he's like speaking with people like prominent people like William Shatner and judges and lawyers and stuff. He thinks he's that important.
Well,
I think
he's a LARPer,
so.
that's
Something's
right.
going on in his little head.
He's just a LARPer, that's all. That's all it is. It's a game to him.
Or he's clinically insane.
Well, they're not mutually
No,
exclusive.
but
Tomato,
to
tomato.
go
I think it's both.
to come up with those ideas, there's something going on in his head to come
Column A, column
to
B.
think.
Yeah.
There's a way. LARPers sometimes can be really good that they get you off guard for some time with their statements. Okay, they spoke to some person like this one, but then they go ha 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 joke. But Jason, the outrageous comments he makes, we are like in the first instance, we are like, oh, this is shit. What the fuck? So there's something going on in his head that he doesn't realize that his LARPing is even not up to the standard.
Yeah, he's not. Well,
Like-
I mean, look, he's fooled a lot of people. He still has about 100 core fans that, for some reason, buy into his BS. I love
think
this.
so. They're just people who just enjoy watching him like just obliterate.
It
and
might be true.
explode.
No,
I
some
think
of them take him
everyone-
seriously. They really do, honestly.
Everyone likes a train wreck, Steve. And by the way, I'm taking this one.
Go ahead.
Astronomy Live is not a debunker. Your statements on the barcode and fonts make you a flatty. You are a flat earther, my guy. Yay!
So let's make this clear.
Wait. Shh. Hang on. I got a question for the class. Shh. Come here. What causes the phases of the moon?
According to Jason.
Oh yeah. This dumb fuck here Jason, said that it was Earth's shadow
That's what he said.
that causes the phases of the moon.
Never mind. He's an idiot. He's a
I got it pulled up here. It's one of my favorite little Clippy quotes. And it says, "Hi, it looks like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about and should probably take a goddamn seat. Would you like some help with that?"
Yes, that's perfect. But so on the record here, who was right about the barcode and the fonts?
That would be us.
That would be us. That'd be us. Yep.
Oops.
So that did not age well at all. And then I got one more, and then we'll be done.
Well, he just got through saying that he didn't lie about anything and that he wasn't wrong.
I'm saving the best for last. This is the best for last. This is about Cheshire.
Oh,
So I will let Cheshire read it because the last line is just epic. Who knew?
Oh, okay.
All
Oh,
for you,
it's
Chesh, 'cause I love you.
it's one of Shrek and Donkey.
Yep. Yep.
Now that they got caught playing reckless, awful games, suddenly
What?
some idiot on a sock account decides to fabricate a story about Steve McRae. I think it's a false flag and should be reported and ignored, with the focus back on the fact that Chesh is being sued. I have no idea what the hell she is talking about in any of this.
Yeah, what
Where is
Interpol
that
was
I
going
didn't know
after
I had
Chesh?
this.
What the
I found
hell?
this.
Where is that lawsuit?
I found
Where
this
is
today.
that lawsuit?
It goes back to September 28th. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about, but the funniest part was the fact that Cheshire is being sued by
Interpol was
whom?
after her.
By
What would be the grounds for
I
suing
don't
Cheshire?
know.
Please
Wait,
get
wait,
me
I know.
and get me the case number, please.
I know what it is. It's the case of Marie, don't call me a porn star, but I'm totally a porn star Wadsworth, and the Hurt Fifis.
Yep.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
Oh,
No,
shit,
it's
no,
me
no,
for
no.
hoarding Canadian
It was
maple
another one.
syrup.
It was.
It's me for hoarding Canadian maple syrup.
Oh,
That's what it
you did
is.
not. That's illegal.
It's for calling out your hypocrisy on your face, like while you're on Twitter, posting like 18+ content, but then you will go around on the accounts of other women and call them like sluts and whores
Right.
and skanks. And yeah, don't point out my hypocrisy there and double standards there. No, my Fifi's got hurt. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
nobody cared what she did. That's the weirdest part. But she's judging other women, and it's like, who the fuck are you to judge what a woman does?
Yeah,
'cause I
calling
think
them ugly, calling them classless.
Yeah,
she was
a nut. I think she was a Poe
To
myself.
be fair,
whatever.
that's also assuming that the person running that account is actually the person that took those photos and is in those photos.
Well, that's true
Yeah,
too. That's what I'm
that's,
saying. I think it could be a fake account.
Oh hell! Hey, ladies out there, check your photographs, man. Someone might be sharing your photographs without your consent out there. Fuck.
Kawasa says, Chesh, I didn't get any documents. Oh, I missed one. I'll get back to that one.
Teach him how to Google image search.
The papers that I was served.
The papers that I was served. Original Nielsen, by the way, Original Nielsen, you were one of my all-time favorites.
I want to know how this random American citizen is going to sue me without knowing where to send any paperwork.
I can't. Again, these people are insane. Exiled is legit mental. Like, legit mental. And I don't even have to like do anything to show people that. She does it to herself. She'll dive into these freaking.
Yeah, Helios is in the side chat being like, "But I did that. Why are you getting sued for it?"
Original Nielsen, like I said, we love her. She says, "Congrats, Steve. The case wasn't just ever about money, but justice and truth." I agree. The results really show who's been trying to the truth and who's been lying. And I think that's the biggest thing, because again, we've been all accused of some bullshit, and we've always been telling the truth from day one. And this is just evidence for that.
I want to bring something up, how they try to twist the truth too. Like, the manipulation is evident when you know the truth. Like the bullshit with Gary Ridgway. Jared, were you not kind of in on the ground floors of that whole damn thing with me and Look a Pig?
I think I came into it about midway, and
maybe a little bit after the first couple of people. But yeah, it was me and Look a Pig came up with Gary Ridgway. It's just an idea how to troll poor G-Man, right?
And who was not one of them?
Steve was not one of these Gary Ridgways. And I quit the Gary Ridgways before. I was just like, dude, you called G-Man. I am not part of the Gary Ridgways anymore. I will never do it again. Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And like them calling G-Man at work and causing problems, not cool. G-Man running a fraudulent fundraiser, also not cool. So kudos to his rhetoric for being in there and apologizing to G-Man, which is exactly what needed to happen.
And he accepted it.
So
water under the bridge.
It's
them
so
bringing
funny.
it up is funny because they're the ones that did that. Like, it was a whole bunch of their friends in that call with Red's rhetoric.
They will try and shift the blame. They are the good guys, Boole. They'll always try and shift the blame on others. They are the good guys. And like Original Nilsson said, and I've also said that before, this case is not about, as everyone says, it's not about the money. It's about setting a precedent on how YouTube channels and the partnerships on YouTube channels are handled in future. Because YouTube is conveniently sits outside of this domain and never interferes. Never ever interferes. And people have suffered losses because of that. And
Steve is not the first person this has happened to.
No.
Yeah.
Not all.
Yeah.
Well, and something to remember, where you have a couple landmark cases that are happening that, while not necessarily known nationally, this one with NomSec is right there with it. Between this and the one with Toddy Westbrook and
no, I read about it in Forbes.
And that
there's always going to be overlap on this stuff.
Yeah, but there's going to be overlap, and it's also going to set precedent, which is also going to be mindful, because right now Google is facing some rather heavy monopoly issues from the federal government, and YouTube is a big part of that. So there's a lot of legal stuff going on that is going to have major ramifications across the board. So that's where being aware of this stuff from the beginning and the outset and seeing how things are handled and how they ultimately play out is going to determine whether or not YouTube actually remains a viable platform.
Did you see the Forbes online article about it?
I did not read it personally.
Of
A
course.
couple people I trust.
the
I
non-sequitur
read
show.
it and he did correct a little bit. I'll give him props. He's leaving it open. But in the end, Forbes is a money magazine, so I will give him that.
Yeah, I told him the same thing. I understood that it's about the money, and he's a tax guy, but he was willing to listen and change things. So I'm going to continue to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I have a reason not to.
I don't really care so much that he thinks it's small potatoes based on me. I care more that if he thinks it's small potatoes, one, why are you covering it, and two, why would you bother covering something inaccurately?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right.
Here we go. Ready for this one? I love this.
There we go.
Can you guys see that? Look on the outside.
No.
Look on the outside. It'll come up in a second on the video. It's a picture of Nate Brody. It looks like you're trying to commit fraud. Do you need help?
You need help with that?
It's a paperclip. It's the Clippy.
Clippy. Captain Clippy.
I think that's hilarious. That's my favorite. Looks like you're trying to commit fraud. Do you need help?
One of the things that I found most prevalent during this, like during the non sequitur show litigation, is what people may or may not have noticed is that anything that is being brought up by one set of people is all obfuscating the entire point.
Yep.
Right?
Well,
The point is that somebody took off with $60,000, defrauded fans and another person, lied, and was a complete shitbag for over a year and is continuing to do that. Oh, but Steve's paperwork. Listen, if there's a technicality about the paperwork that has absolutely nothing to do with the complete immorality of the behavior of Steve, fuck you, Steve, of Kyle and the following, then the people that are supporting Kyle and the people who supported a Kyle then went silent.
Yeah.
Because those people aren't off the hook.
Nope.
Hell no.
A couple things. Peter Harrington says, I'm still waiting for Discord to sue me for recording a live chat on the old non-sequitur channel. Yeah, that didn't fly very well, too. Matter of fact, I think it was Godless Engineer was even buying into that. Oh, you can't record Discord. Bullshit.
All Discords.
Yeah.
Public.
What? No. So,
and misunderstand the difference between terms of service and legality.
Yeah, Andriel, real quick, Erlendahl became a curious follower. Thank you, Erlendahl. We appreciate you joining the channel. It really does. Erlendahl. And deep in the heart of Broken Pieces became a $1 Patreon. Thank you.
Godless Scummer. Did you read the super chat from Godless Scummer?
I'm working on it. I'm going back.
Isn't Arendelle like an elven land or something?
I think so.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I think
Arendelle.
so. Godless Scummer, false flags. Is exile related to Russian vids? Possibly.
Wouldn't put it
past. Exile
if there's 33 flags. Definitely if there's only 33 flags.
YouTube's closed. Go ahead.
Do you think a lot of these people just kind of collect on each other because they're all so mentally unwell that they just kind of like one cancerous tumor? Because that's how I look at it.
I think there's a couple of them that are in charge that are taking advantage of people who are.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. Yes.
And on top of that, Steve, I have started saying, shits of a feather clumped together.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Cheshire is exactly right on that. I think a lot of people are taking advantage of people that are mentally unwell and using them as weapons, or trying to, and it's working against them extremely bad. They've tried to do it to a lot of people that I know that aren't even mentally unwell, and that backfired tremendously.
And the stability of the manipulative people that are doing this isn't exactly great. The leaders of the pack.
Well, and that's the thing. My position has always been the same on this. Anybody can come to me and ask me these kinds of questions, right? But when you have certain people that I feel are being taken advantage of, right? Because again, I do think mental health should be a big thing on the internet. I think that people don't get the help they need. I think that unfortunately our government doesn't help the people that need it the most. And so when we get back to non-sequitur, I think that's actually something we might even want to have conversations with to stress the need for mental wellness. And when you have people that are taking advantage of people that are not mentally well to use them as weapons, that to me is one of the most unethical things I could possibly ever imagine a human being to another human being.
Yeah, maybe one day a week do like a mental wellness show or something, because with the pandemic and the lockdown, and like people are losing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 1,000% on that.
The irony of that is doing a show like that, even if it's not helping those people directly, it's likely to tertiarily help them out.
Well, it'll help me.
What Steve is talking about doing right now is essentially something that would help the people that are constantly attacking him all the time.
Well, so it's funny you mentioned that whole mental health thing and show promoting in that. That's actually the primary reason for my VTW stream. Mm-hmm. It is a way for veterans who are some of the most overlooked when it comes to mental health to get together, hang out, relax, build a network of people that they can trust and interact with and have those healthy interactions, have that sense of community, have that companionship that when you're in a bind, even if you just need someone to talk to, there is someone always available from in my Discord server just to sit back and have a chat with, veteran or not.
Right. Well, when did the VA or even like the armed services acknowledge like PTSD as a thing?
Much later on than they should have. It should have been way earlier.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like it's.
Well, they called it so many different things over the
shell shock,
and yeah. Well, here's the thing: as of 10 years ago, 2 years after I left active duty, the Army was still fighting against the definition and diagnosis of PTSD.
Yeah, because they didn't know how to categorize it, right? Because it's one of those very complicated types of situations.
Not just that. They were still fighting against the idea that being in combat under fire can cause it.
Yeah, well, they've done the same thing when it comes to look. The same thing in domestic violence, right? Women that have been in domestic violence situations experience the same type of PTSD. It's almost exactly, and men as well. Yeah, it doesn't have to be women.
They're actually doing a lot of the same thing when it comes to the NFL and head injuries,
concussions.
Oh yeah, CT. Yeah.
By the way, I'm sorry, I haven't been paying too much attention. I didn't realize we had 234 people watching, so thank you all for I had it all covered up, so I didn't see the views. So.
Oh,
thank you,
Steve. How could you?
I know I'm a bad host. What do you want?
You see my pain with it.
I got stuff I gotta do.
This is why I hire somebody to do this for me. Okay, this is why I have a producer.
Stuffs.
So I'm gonna take a
stuff's hard. What?
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I think Carmen is on a phone call, so she probably won't be returning.
A long one too.
Well, it's important, people.
Yeah.
But I will check back with her later on to kind of get an update. But anyways, I just wanted to go over these screenshots because again, they didn't age very well. And when you have these people that are constantly attacking me, I get used to it. I mean, 5 years I've been dealing with this shit. Bullinator's been dealing with this stuff. Who's honest to God, the most legit honest person I've ever met in my life. I model myself to try to be as honest as him because he just is who he is. And when they went after him,
that paints a target on you.
Yeah, well, they went after him. They went after Red's Rhetoric. They went after Cheshire. They went after Sweet. They went after anybody associated with me in any capacity whatsoever. And that now is backfiring on them. And I think that,
I got mad about Sweet because I miss her. Like she used to have a presence, and now like she's gone.
Do you blame her a little bit for the crap that they tried to do?
No, I don't. Yeah. 100% I don't.
But at least now they realize that was probably a bad idea to go after people that I cared about. Because look, going after me, I'm a big guy. I'm like, okay, whatever. You deal with it being on the internet.
Like going after people who are associated with you in some way kind of shows what their character is and they have no boundaries and they don't care who they might hurt in the end. They don't care.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing about this entire non sequitur show thing. I was there. You cannot change my mind about what is true. You cannot gaslight me into anything that I know to not be true. Right?
And me either. Right. And it was Kyle that asked you to lie. I sure the hell never did.
We're saying the same thing, Steve and I mean, I'm not.
Because we lived it. We lived the same thing.
Honestly, because we lived the same thing. You saw the messages between him and I totally approve of him showing that. Like where the fuck is the money, dude? What's going on? That was literally kind of where we were at with it.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
You'll get it with the books.
We have the books that never. Yeah. Well, like I said, we're probably asking for a lot more than that. I mean, right now, because of the legal cost and everything else, it's going to be north of $150,000. I'm guessing.
It's a six-figure lawsuit.
If we double that, if we decide to do projections and some punitive damages, I mean, again, I'm not certain, but if we go for $200,000-$300,000, I'm fine with that, because at this point, I don't think the judge is really going to care for as long as we can justify it, and for the amount of shit that Kyle had put the courts through. We'll see again, because it's good for 10 years judgment, and it's also can be renewed, and it's 8% simple interest. He has to have some kind of revenue, and we can tap, and we'll have all of his accounts, right? So eventually, whenever he deposits money, he has a job, whatever it is, we can tap that. And so, yeah, it'll be a slow trickle, but there'll be money coming in eventually.
Well, the way I look at it is like, can't you sell it off too?
You can sell the debt, but it's not really worth it. I'd get a lot more by just.
If you go for a huge number, you know what I'm saying? Go, swing for the fences and then sell.
But here's the thing on that, though.
Or whatever.
Honest to God, I'd rather have the sheriffs visit him 3-4 times a year.
Oh yeah, that would that would be good.
Simple as that. I'm not playing. I'm not a vindictive person. I'm not. I believe in more restorative justice and over retributive. But unfortunately, because he went after my friends, because of the shit that he had put people that I care about through, you don't get any kind of restorative. It's retributive at that point, and I'm fully going to admit to that.
The smugness in those streams he did, like in the court case before he fled. You know what I mean?
Was his deposition even. He did it in his deposition.
Exactly, lied in his depositions. Who does that? And that's what the judge was hoping that he would do.
Yeah, burn him down. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I got no qualms with that. Like I said,
but his smugness was in there too. Like
Jesus forgives, I get even.
Yeah, I'll give it to my attorney, and my attorney will give it to you. Yeah. Why can't you just log on right now in front of us? And
because he knew he couldn't. Oh, but didn't Menace to Sobriety say that he watched him do it in Discord?
I mean, your attorney was like, "We can't even let you log on, and then just show the screen to the judge, and then
right."
I'll do it later.
Rodan Famodar says, "Here's to future dumpster fires. Cheers. Also watch The Expanse. Damn it, best sci-fi and media. I will try that again. I just finished up Supernatural. Hopefully, I finished up Supernatural. Yeah, and I was talking to I don't know if you remember, but Mark Pellegrino, who plays Lucifer on that show, he's going to be a guest on the Non Sequitur show or this channel. I don't remember which, but he had asked people, what'd you think about the last episode, which I was like, this pretty much is the finale for me, right? I didn't even think there was another one after, because I thought it was supposed to be them talking about it, which was the very last episode. But I kind of like the last episode even better. Kind of just couldn't have left it that. But when I have Mark come on, I don't really want to talk about Supernatural. I want to talk about cyberbullying stuff.
Oh yeah, you could do that for 2 decades.
Yeah, because I'm not some kind of fanboy. I love the show, and he's a great actor, but I don't do that when I bring a guest on like that.
The show had 15 years or something.
Yeah,
10, 15,
hell of a run.
Forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, literally forever.
Yep. All right, so I think, like I said, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I appreciate this immensely. We got the judgment. We all knew that it was going to be a denial of Kyle's motion. We knew that
this is not a surprise to us, really.
And we knew that his lawyer would get the motion to be withdrawn from the case. We had no problem with that.
And she lit out of there like a person on a mission to get rid of a client.
Oh, she was done. Well, she was embarrassed because you got to remember, people remember that the judge was his. I mean, she was law clerk for him. She was embarrassed in that hearing that they had, and that I felt bad for her, and really bad for her.
I did too. And
you were in that hangout with the judge, and so
yes, I saw Judge Gale's face, and I saw her, and she was not faring well with that.
All right, guys. Like I said, thank you all so much. I love you all. This was not perfect, but I'm going to take every win we can get. It's definitely the dominoes are falling, and it is showing that the people that for the last year and a half have lied repeatedly, and I will continue to tell you the absolute truth. Bull and A will tell you the absolute truth. All of us here pride ourselves on making sure that we'll get you the most correct facts. If we're incorrect on something, we will correct it. That's the difference between this channel and other channels like Unirock. He doesn't care. So I appreciate you guys being Patreons.
It'd be stupid for me to sit up here and lie about Gary Ridgway, for instance.
Yeah,
why would I lie about that? That's stupid.
And I don't even know how I got associated with that, because I told Look a Pig I don't want anything to do with any of that.
Because I taught you and I are friends, and they want another reason to make.
It's
So they lied about that with me as well.
Right?
The doxing of Menace. Okay, so that happened on Twitter while you, me, Chesh, Jared were all on a live stream. I think there were more people.
Didn't he
we were
dox
on a live
himself?
stream on your channel, and the supposed doxing of Menace was Joey on Twitter going back and forth with Menace, but that turned into you.
I don't know.
When we were literally busy doing something else.
Well, that's why I don't respond to a lot of this stuff, because again, I don't bother with it because I know a lot of it is just absolute nonsense, and half the time I go, where did this come from? I have no idea where this even came from, right? I mean, it's just bizarre.
I mean, Uni got told. He was like, that was Joey, and he was like, well, Steve sent him to do it, and I'm like, how did he do that? We were in a live stream. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, this weird narrative that I tell people what to do. Like, people are listening to me anyways, right? All right, so I'm going to wrap it up.
Joey has a mind of his own and did it by himself. That's
keep in mind,
can't have
there
that.
are people out there who, for a long while, were still saying, "Oh, Joey is just a sock account for Steve."
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, well, all you guys are sock accounts for me.
He's not. I've actually talked to the guy. He's
and here's the funny
cool
thing.
Guy.
I only have one Twitter account that I message anybody with. One. I've only DM'd from one account ever. I've only tweeted to people on one account. Do I have other accounts for shows and stuff like that? Yeah, but if you notice, it's only for posting stuff. I've only communicated ever on Twitter with one account. And so I don't have loads of the sock accounts that they do have, which is the funniest part. But
it's that classic projection. I'm going to accuse my enemy of doing everything I do.
That's what they do.
Ironically, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people made these sock accounts to cheat Dumb Fuck of the Year.
Maybe.
Oh yeah,
maybe
I did.
All right. Anyways, like I said, I got to wrap this up, guys. It went way too long, but I appreciate this. And I appreciate the people that have become members and Patreons and my moderators and all you guys. So with that, you got any questions, just message me, and hopefully we'll get some more movement really soon after Kyle doesn't get a lawyer. He'll have a contempt hearing after that, and then we'll give you an update. Sound good? Good night, guys.
Sounds good to me.
All right.